Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, this video is kind of a part 2 in the sense. So with the first part, which you can look at the iCards, or probably at the end of this video it will have it in the little card section, I'm talking about my fun little just over a week stay in the hospital. Yay! So for a quick recap for some people who might have forgotten or not really sure what I'm talking about, I was in the hospital for about 8 days. I had gone to one hospital twice and I was put into another hospital for just over 6 days. And they were kind of unsure of what was wrong with me. It has been, what, just over a month, almost a month and a half since I was in hospital. And I'm going to kind of give the updates. So update wise, I'm still seeing a physiotherapist to help me with mobility. My mobility is so much better than what it was back then. Because when I was in hospital, I couldn't move, I couldn't walk, I couldn't sit. It was really fucking painful and it was really terrifying. Now I'm at a stage where I can walk. Walking for a long period of time still hurts. So anything more than 10 minutes still hurts, 10 to 15 minutes still kind of hurts. For reference, I used to be able to touch my toes. I can get to my ankles now, which is a great achievement considering 2 weeks ago, I got only past my knees. And my hips relatively still hurt. It's only the right side that hurts. And that's because the nerve is still stuck. The disc is still bulged and that takes a while to heal, but the physiotherapist thinks that it's going to take, because of the way that I heal so quickly, maybe only 4 more weeks, which thank goodness. So for context, I had a bulged disc and my nerve was trapped a little bit and there's a crack in my vertebrae. The crack in my vertebrae I can't do anything about. That just has to heal over time, but I just have to be careful. The disc bulge, it has gone down quite a lot. It's still a little bit bulged, but now we're just working on the process of trying to move it back into its spot. So you can't technically move it, but you can kind of guide it into the direction of like, please go back into your spine where it's supposed to sit. So I've been working on that, and because it's quite a scary process for me and a big process, I've been seeing my therapist just to kind of help me with the, well, that's a pretty bird. Just to kind of help me with the mentality of it a bit more and making sure that I'm okay with how it all works because everyone's different. Anyway, so I've been going to therapy just to make sure that I'm mentally doing okay with this entire journey. But while I've been going through this, I found out that I possibly also have fibromyalgia. So fibromyalgia from, which honestly, I don't know the exact details, so I will bring it up. So fibromyalgia is a chronic long-term condition that causes widespread body pain, extreme fatigue, sleeping problems, and cognitive difficulties. So some of the signs for that is, it essentially involves the central nervous system over-processing pain signals. So fatigue, sleep disturbance, fibro fog, increased pain sensitivity, stiffness, digestive and bowel issues, headaches, mental health problems, neurological sensations. We have a very high suspicion that I have that, just from the factor of all of the things that I've been feeling and kind of been working on. It definitely is on the track of something I'm definitely feeling. And to be honest, I think I've had that my entire life. So if that is the case, great, one more thing to add to my list of what I have. But then it will kind of help put a label to it to be able to understand it a bit better. Because I'm a type of person who is always in pain, always has a tingling sensation, and always tired. Yay! But I have to shout out the Royal Adelaide Hospital. They were incredibly lovely people. The first hospital I went to, which I will not disclose the area because it's not that far from my home. They were great, they did what they could, but don't have enough resources yet to have been able to help me. Whereas the bigger, fancier hospital, being the Raleigh Hospital, they took such great care of me, were very understanding, and some of the doctors were a little assholey in the sense of guy doctor talking to a female patient. Unfortunately, for all my girlies who know, we tend to get discarded, we tend to thought less of, and it's really frustrating. When I had to fight for an MRI, I was like, I need an MRI, I need an MRI, like this will show, please let me have one. And it took me asking like 3 times, like over 3 days, sorry, to be like, please let me have one, for them to do it. And sure enough, that's what showcased my entire issues. So I do have one more scan coming up just to double check, because they did find a cyst on my ovary, to make sure that that's not cancerous. So fingers crossed it's not. It should be relatively fine based off of the sizing and when it's occurred. So I get that done soon. So hopefully that is a-okay. But other than that, it's just a lot of recovery, a lot of looking after myself, which is the most difficult thing for me. I've had to rely on my partner quite a fair bit. Which I'm more than happy to do, but I struggled to rely on people. So this has been a really big test on me. So I would say that I am definitely getting better at letting go of control. It's been very hard to kind of allow myself to be a patient instead of being the one to fix people or to help people or to do all these things. I've really had to put myself first, and that's a terrifying thought, considering I'm so used to just being in pain all the time. There are very rarely days where I'm not in pain, and so I'm used to just kind of be like, yeah, I'll just push through it, whatever, it's fine, I'll recover another day, don't worry about it. But I really had to take a step back on that, because I needed to make sure that I wasn't damaging or making my back worse. Because even something as simple as sitting in a car ride, I struggled with anything more than 20 minutes of a car ride, which was that, more than 15 kilometers, is painful. It hurt. And so I'm very thankful that I've had my partner drive me around, and as of yesterday I drove for 45 minutes, which is about just over 40 kilometers, give or take. Or not even that, more than that. I don't know the math off the top of my head. I think it's like 50-ish kilometers, and it hurt, but it wasn't like, oh, this sucks. It was just more like, whew, okay, I need a minute, I need to stretch, I need to move, I need to breathe, having those breaks. And then even if I'm doing a long activity like being on the computer or whatever the task is, just leaning back even slightly, because my sciatic nerve has been pinched. Leaning backwards instead of being upright, I can lean and it kind of releases some of the pressure. So that's been enough just to kind of help me. So it is still definitely a long process. I have another physio appointment in a month. Same with the therapist, just to make sure everything's on track. And then the physio is going to kind of help me figure out if I have fibromyalgia, which I think would make a big difference in knowing if that is the case. Yes, it's another label to kind of put on myself, but I think it's nice then knowing I'm not just built wrong, because I've always just said that about myself, like, oh, I'm built wrong, I'm built like a 90-year-old woman stuck in a 25-year-old's body. So there are pros and cons to everything, but for me personally, I really like having medical labels, because then I at least know what's going on. So that's sort of the update on the medical journey. I just gotta keep looking after myself, keep hoping for the best, but thankfully My recovery is going incredibly well. My physiotherapist is actually quite shocked with how well it's going. So the only thing I'm going to be doing now is trying to do Pilates or yoga. Just low impact movements or low impact exercise. Because if you're someone with fibromyalgia as well, I definitely know this from me, going to the gym actually hurts me a lot more. And I always thought maybe it's because I'm not doing it right, but I would try so many different ways and it never really worked. It would work for the first like couple of days and then I would just crash and burn. So for me personally, I've always found doing classes were more okay. I think I would try and push myself too far and be like, yeah, I'll do all the like super high intense ones and then crash and burn for a day. So I need to just do low impact fitness. So my swimming is really great and walking, those types of things. It's a bit hard to walk because it's winter time and it is bloody cold, but that's my update. So it's been really nice seeing all of your guys' comments in regards to your guys' health journey. It definitely sucks knowing that the healthcare system is not amazing towards women. Even my physiotherapist said like, yeah, women are such an anomaly we know nothing about, which is crazy considering we make up half the population. But that's life. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope this kind of made you feel not alone. I know for me, reading everybody's comments has made me feel so serene and sweet and knowing that I'm not alone in this as well. So thank you all so much for watching. Love y'all, stay safe, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.